Happy Whiskey Wednesday there, smoking jacket heads. First things first, I get it. I'm not wearing a smoking jacket. Dude, it's too damned hot. So I opted for the ODs. Almost thought I'd forgotten how to MBC roll or jungle roll my tops, but I think I did a pretty good job. This week's review, we're going to be doing a sip and review of George Dickel's Bottled in Bond Whiskey, minus the E. A little bit about George Dickel. Born 40 years after the Declaration of Independence was signed, was a well-established businessman in Nashville, Tennessee. Was in the mercantile trade. Obviously, that's what a lot of people did, right? Had to get supplies to the settlers, supplies to the folks out on the homesteads, and he had a knack, gained a reputation for selling better spirits. So he jumped in the game. I believe it was 1848. You have to double check my math. No, I'm sorry. 1878 is when he jumped in and started the George A. Dickel and Company distilleries. They moved out of Nashville County, moved into Coffee County right next door, and he started making whiskeys. He held tight to the Scottish traditions of distilling whiskeys, and one of the things he did was he kept the E out of whiskey, and sure enough, it's there. Dickel sells Tennessee whiskey. This is an American whiskey. It's not a bourbon. It's an American whiskey. Distilled and bottled in Kentucky, in Tennessee. I'm sorry, in Tennessee. George Dickel took a lot of pride in his whiskeys. In the late 1800s, early 1900s, their catchphrase was "mellow as moonlight." He did little things just to make his whiskey smoother. George Dickel believed that whiskey would mellow out and be smoother if distilled in winter months, and to this day they distill in winter months. Another thing they do, unlike any other of the Tennessee whiskeys, is they chill their whiskeys. I almost said bourbon. They chill their whiskeys before they go through a charcoal filtration, and they're the only Tennessee whiskey company or distillery to do it. Only ones to do it. Now this bottle here, I've not had it. Never tried it. I have a dear buddy of mine who raves about the George Dickel Blue. He's a Missouri native, but lives up in Virginia. And whenever he can get his hands on it, he's chomping on this. Now the Dickel website's pretty cool. Check it out. Dickel offers a wide array of offerings. Rye, sour mash whiskeys, bourbon. I'm sorry, barrel. I keep wanting to say bourbon. Barrel proofs. Even a corn whiskey, a White Lightning version. Clear. Just really holding to those Tennessee traditions. Really, really cool. Check out their website, and let's pop this sucker open. See what we got. So immediately, as one of the guys commented on one of the videos, this is not piss yellow. This is not pea yellow, right? Pretty color, very signature looking bottle, very, very unique, unlike anything. Something that stands out, right? Something that pops, sitting on a shelf as you're walking through the aisles of a liquor store. So right out of the gates, I pick up the ethanol, the alcohol is there. It's got a little medicine-y note there, straight out of the bottle. Cascade Hollow Distillery, Tullahoma, Tennessee. This is a 100 proof whiskey, 50% alcohol by volume. Again, most bottles are diluted, right, out of the barrel, and the typical average is 46ish, 46 point whatever, for most of the things that you're gonna get straight out of the store. So here we go. One of my buddies, Doc Sprunger, he always tells me, "Damn, Marty, you got some hefty pours." Well, shit, man, it's whiskey. I mean, we ain't messing around. Look at that pretty color. That is pretty. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around. If it's not worth, if you're not gonna pour it, it's not worth having there, right? I mean, pour. Yeah, I'm still getting that little medicine-y note there. But something that did pop right now, nuts. Pecan. I'm on like pecan pie. Seriously, like it's got that like a mapley. Maple syrup, pancakes, nutty notes to it. It's all right, but there's like I said, there is that little tinge. You can tell it's a whiskey, right? It's not potpourri here. It's not a lotion. There's something behind this. Let's take a sip. Smooth it is. Wow. There was almost nothing. No bite, no kickback, no nothing on that. Very smooth. The ethanol, it's not in the flavor. It's purely in the nose. When you drink this, a very smooth transition. You know, no bite, no punch in the gut. Sweet, but almost like a not over the top candy. Almost like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Maybe like a light brown sugar, right? Or where it's sweet, but it's not over the top. The sweetness is not pungent. That's pretty good. I don't get a lot of wood. I don't get a lot of smoke or oak. Again, I get the nutty notes. Okay, a little burp, not bad. A little extra taste. Yeah, you get that now. I get it now. I've often heard notes can develop, especially to the nose, after a while. Letting that whiskey breathe, letting it come through the Glencairn. I always thought he took a pretty good little drink there, so I cleared out pretty much anything, killed out any Rona I might have had in the palate. Purely medicinal. Officer, this is purely medicinal. Yeah, I get it now. There's a very pronounced maple syrup, nutty. I mean, this is like pecan pancakes right there. My wife will tell you I'm lying, but I definitely smell it. So on the website, as you're reading about George Dickel, he wanted sipping whiskeys. He wanted something to sip on. The website hits on that. They advertise it. This is meant to be drunk. Neat, maybe on the rocks. As I've talked about in other videos, ice can change the profile of a whiskey. You could pour yourself one thing neat, the same whiskey into a bottle with a little bit of ice, and you'll get a different profile. And I mean, I've seen it. And I mean, I'm not trying to blow sunshine up your butt. It's true. So I've told some of you guys often on these videos is try it different ways. Just because you don't like something neat doesn't mean you might not like it on ice or with a splash of cold water. But this is enjoyable. This is a sipper. The website, really nice interactive website. You know, they put it on there. Hey, this is great, neat, great on the rocks, or hell, mix it and make it put it in a cocktail. This is not as smoky as I might like with something like, say, like an old-fashioned. I prefer something a little smokier because you're adding sweet, right? So you want a smoky, strong whiskey. This has a little bit of that sweet in it, so the sweet on sweet may be much. But this is enjoyable. I think it is pretty good. My hat's off to my buddy in Virginia. This is good. This is very enjoyable. Somebody told me last week, hey, you forgot to rate it. I got to work on a rating system, but I would give this a very solid A. I might even go A-, just because I like my whiskeys a little woodsier or smoky. This is almost like a dessert whiskey. Again, the pecan maple pancake, right? But enjoyable. Hey, I'm hitting the 12-minute mark. Happy Whiskey Wednesday, you guys. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to a buddy. Text, call, whatever. It means something to someone. Enjoyed the whiskey. This was George Dickel, Bottle and Bond, George Dickel Blue. And this is Smoking Jacket Actual. Not in a smoking jacket. Out here.